Hello, it's time for the last video about the Trimble Connect Power BI connector. And it will be the most convenient for me because it will be from the developer perspective. So I will try to describe in very simple words, maybe in very simple steps, how that connector was developed. And of course, you can always open the GitHub page and download those files onto your hard drive. But the question is, what is that? What is it exactly? So when you try to see, hey, what kind of language is that? How to use, how to run that connector on your machine, how to do anything with that. And for that purpose, I want to just register some basic concepts which I have used for the development purpose. So the first thing which you need to know that the extending of the Power BI can be done by the M formula language. And this is something very specific for the Microsoft Power Query. And the Power Query is mainly used inside of the Power BI and also in Excel. So the M language is kind of it's not compiled, it's triggered during the runtime, and it's mainly for the transforming of the data. So almost all of those functions which you can find in the documentation are related to some data transformations. In terms of the development of the connector, you need at the very beginning to install the Power Query SDK, and it will bring on your machine the basic stuff needed to run those custom connectors on your machine. So you need at first Visual Studio Code and the Power Query SDK. It will grab all of the needed stuff on your machine. And it will be nice also to download and install the M language. It will provide some suggestions and highlighting of possible errors which you will do during the typing. So those two things are needed. Then you can check how I have structured, how I have written the connector for the Trimble Connect. But it will be very, very hard because the M language is not very convenient for proper structuring of the more complex stuff. And for this connector, there are at least 3 or maybe even 4 hard things. So at first, you need to authorize. You need to get access to the data located on the Trimble Connect. And it is done according to the OAuth 2. And so you need some redirections, you need to pass some data from the local machine to some proxy. And those tokens which you will get in the reverse, they have to be refreshed during some time. So all of that is at the very top of that code. And of course, it's not always very easy to see it through my work. So this is why I highly recommend that you can check the samples, the Power Query connector samples, and there's quite a lot of them, I would say, and they respond to the basic data transformation. So you can find them in the functionality, but also they can be referred to the authorization during using the OAuth. Here we have something with the some database, but the trip pin is, as you see, based on my clicking history, the thing which I looked the most, because for the Power Query SDK, when you get the basic about the authorization, then you need to provide the UI. And hey, please look, this is the UI. So it's completely different than in any other type of language. So that's the UI definition. And later you will find out that for the user convenience, you should wrap all of the data into navigation tables. So some hierarchies, some trees, which can be expanded and they can be collapsed, and you have to do it right. And I feel that you should follow some samples from the documentation, because it will be much easier to understand. And when you will have the navigation table, you are almost there. There is also one more hard thing. So you will face the pagination problem. Because the Trimble Connect API, it responds with some volume, some number of records at one time. I don't remember how many, maybe 1000. I'm not sure. It can be checked somewhere. Generate by page, and probably, no, I will not find it, just, offset. Okay, so here it is. And the value is coming from the above function. But you need to query all of those pages, merge them, and provide the Power BI needed data. And you need to do it somehow. So of course you can check how it is done, for example, here when we are getting the folder content, but mainly the pagination is used for getting the model entities, because you feel that there can be a lot of different models. And here you see that the fetch pages function is used. And I think that you are already very confused, because those custom connectors are not the easiest one. They're quite hard to debug. There's no just console debug and you will see what is going on. It's not that type of writing the code. So maybe, just maybe, you should not think too much about the Power BI, because it was just my fault for this year Tekla Developer Awards. But maybe you can think about the pure Trimble Connect. And for that purpose, when you just want to write some web application which will extend or will reuse some Trimble Connect concepts, then you don't need to think too much about the Power BI related stuff. You can just go for the pure web development. And what is the best? During learning the Trimble Connect API, I have recorded 7 videos which are available on YouTube. They are completely free and they are focused only on the Trimble Connect side. So you can check this playlist and you will find here some concepts like that. At the very beginning, I will just show you, okay, so what is the Trimble Connect Workspace API? Then we will try to reuse examples which are provided by Trimble. Then we will go for more developer-ish way of doing stuff. So with the help of Visual Studio Code and React, we will start to write our own Trimble Connect extension. And we will later focus on the clip lanes, markups. We will try to search in the model entities. Then we will style our app according to Trimble Modus guidebook. And at the very end, we will just deploy our application. Then users can use it however they would like to do it. So if you don't want to think too much about the Power BI, because maybe it's completely out of the scope of your needs, then please just visit this playlist about the Trimble Connect Workspace API, and maybe you will find something interesting for you. For now, that's all what I have prepared about the Trimble Connect and Power BI. If you have some other ideas, what can be explained, what can be, what I can work on, please just give me a sign, and let's try to, learn something new and also share that knowledge with the others, because I strongly believe that sharing even those 7 videos about the Trimble Connect Workspace API, it can be helpful for someone which can get that light and make it much bigger. And of course, maybe, that's maybe not a completely realistic way of thinking, but it's just me. So that's all. Thank you. See you next time.